that we will drink something we want to throw up.
Yeah.
Because beer's disgusting.
Yeah, it is, man.
I remember the first time I drank a beer, I was trying to impress the older dudes that were drinking.
Yeah.
Like, I could do it too. And once I tasted the beer, I'm like, this is fucking disgusting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I became an alcoholic, because of those, fabricated impressions and these falsified leaders. Because in all due reality, somebody that is in a good leadership position is not going to want to see a youngster, take alcohol down like that.
No, I mean,
we wouldn't do that now.
No. I mean, it was my friends' older brothers that were buying us the beer.
Yeah, same here. Same here. My boy Triste, welcome to the telescope room, my broski.
What's up?
Man, we're friends privately.
That's right.
The objective of the show is being victorious from despair.
That's right.
I know I sound like a broken record. I know I always say that.
No, that's what it is.
But it is really, really, really important that we can give hope to somebody out there, rewinding the tapes of God of where we were, in past times in our life.
That's right.
So I was really happy for you to come and to be able to share your story. So I know you as Triste, my dog. Let's go back to when you were a youngster and your story and where you grew up, how you grew up, and the things that you went through from then to right now.
All right. Well, as you know, I'm from Texas.
Okay. What part of Texas?
South Texas. I grew up in South Texas.
Okay.
And my childhood was very unstable.
Okay.
Yeah.
How so?
I come from a single parent family.
Okay. You were raised by?
I was raised by my father.
By your father?
Yeah, by my father. Yeah. My mother left.
When you were young?
Yeah, when I was young. She left him with me and my sister. Yeah.
So you were raised just by your father?
Yeah, just by my father.
And what kind of relationship do you have with your pops?
Today, I have a great one.
Back then?
Back then, there was a point in time where I was kind of just, left to fend for myself.
Right.
Around those teenage years. But it was very unstable.
And
I moved around a lot.
And man, and because I was too, I was left to fend for myself very young.
Yeah.
And I know we've had a lot of these conversations privately.
Yeah.
And it's important, Doc, that we talk about how we went through those things and how we became victorious from those things. So let's touch on some of that if that's cool with you.
Yeah.
So when you were alone in Texas, where was your sister?
She was there. She was very young. I don't want to really put, too much
information out there like that. Yeah.
But I took care of her a lot also.
Okay. And what type of environment? Was it gang life? Was it drug life?
At the time, it was just like solitude.
Solitude.
Yeah. Yeah. We didn't have much family. So it was just us three at the time. Yeah. And, before my mother left, I saw some things that I probably shouldn't have seen.
Right.
Yeah. And it definitely helped me, I guess, become stronger.
Yeah, now that I'm older and now that I've really engaged in the importance and the purity of growth, I still make my mistakes, but if I've learned anything, is that you grow the most in solitude.
You do.
Because you can use your solitude to suffer or to blossom.
That's right.
So I think, matter of fact, today we were listening to Sadhguru, and he was saying that the power of stillness.
That's right.
Being alone, right? When you're in stillness is when you connect with your awareness. When you connect with your awareness, you create with your conscious. When you connect with your conscious, you create with the creation of life.
That's right.
And it was giving examples like a snake. If you go to the zoo and you see a snake, it's still. If you look at a lion before he attacks, he's aware and he's charged, but he's still.
That's right.
So, the word solitude carries so much importance.
That's right.
It does,
man. The caterpillar gets its wings in solitude.
There you go, bro. Hey, by the way, I'm super impressed with your resilience on the books right now, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
So you're growing up in an environment when you're in a lot of solitude. You were in school? Did you have friends? Did you have some homies
I was in school, but I changed school so much that
because you were moving around.
I didn't really get a chance to establish
a good
friendships and relationships with people. So, as I got older, it helped me meet more people, I guess, from different areas and different towns. Mm-hmm. But as a child, I didn't really get a chance to build strong relationships. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That didn't change till I was about 13, 14 years old.
And that's crazy that we're throwing that age around because, shout out to Joseph. Like, he was saying some crazy stories when he was 13 years old.
Yeah.
I have a 13-year-old son right now. I can't even imagine him going through those type of things that we went through.
Yeah.
So you're 13 years old, you're bouncing around, you really don't have too many friends. Did you attach yourself to a certain environment? What did you use for an escape to try to help you cope with the things that you were going through at the time?
Well, where I was, when I was about 13 or 14, I started attaching myself to a different type of element, I guess. I don't want to sound too cliche, but I mean, you know what it is.
Yeah, and let's just talk about it. The gang shit, the hood shit.
And, I was 13 when I had my first beer, 13, 14 years old.
Yeah. What's crazy, man? I have a crazy story about that, if you may allow me to share.
Yeah.
Is when we're young, we are so desperate to impress that we will drink something we want to throw up.
Yeah.
Because beer's disgusting.
Yeah, it is, man.
I remember the first time I drank a beer, I was trying to impress the older dudes that were drinking.
Yeah.
Like, I could do it too. And once I tasted the beer, I'm like, this is fucking disgusting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I became an alcoholic, because of those, fabricated impressions and these falsified leaders. Because in all due reality, somebody that is in a good leadership position is not going to want to see a youngster, take alcohol down like that.
No, I mean,
we wouldn't do that now.
No. I mean, it was my friends' older brothers that were buying us the beer.
Yeah, same here. Same here.
So
did you get consumed in alcoholism?
I did.
You did?
I did. 13, 14 years old.
So how long did that last?
That actually lasted into my early 20s, man.
Really?
Yeah.
So you spent a significant amount of your teenage years and your young adulthood consumed in alcohol.
Yeah.
With alcoholism comes a lot of bad decisions.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of bad decisions,
and mistakes, man.
So, I'll speed up a little bit because I know some things about you that I think are really cool.
Yeah.
I know you have a passion for music.
Oh yeah, man.
I know that at some point during that phase of your life, you got involved with music. Because I seen your CD cover. You look like you're 16 years old.
Yeah,
right?
I was young, man.
So how did that come about? Like, did you guys have studios? Like, did you guys have swap meets? Did you guys have a radio station? Like, how did that come about?
Well, how it started was a friend of mine in high school. We were hanging out and he was like, hey, if you have a freestyle, then I said, no, we'll check it out, man. This is how we do it. And I tried it, man. And the day I tried it, I fell in love with it, man.
Hey, isn't that crazy? Like when you fall in love with something, how you take care of it.
Yeah.
How you continue to nurture it.
Yeah.
It's like me. Like, do you know how many battles I went through when I was a kid growing up in a dominant Latino Mexican
Yeah.
culture,
Yeah.
doing something that is most popular by, you know,
Yeah.
the urban culture.
Yeah.
You know, so I got a lot of backlash, but it was my passion, so I didn't care.
Yeah.
It didn't matter to me.
That's right.
You know, I would listen to like the early hip hoppers, you know, like the Beastie Boys and LL Cool J and Run DMC. And they were so passionate, you know, and I'm like, what's that word mean? So I started, you know, learning about the thesauruses and stuff, you know, and I mean, not to brag on myself or nothing, but you know, when I got so good that, you know, I wasn't allowed to perform at the talent shows anymore, you know, and with that came like break dancing and, you know, you learn how to do that and these things become your passion. These are actually the things that saved me from continuing a life of absolute destruction. If it wasn't for my passion, I would have no purpose.
That's right.
If you are able to attach your passion to your purpose, then you become a human of purpose.
That's right.
If you have purpose in your life, then you actually can enjoy life. You
That's
know?
right.
So what did you do? Did somebody get you in the studio? Did you get some instrumentals? Did you get some beats? Did it help you with your alcoholism?
Well, for a few years, I was just writing songs in notebooks. Wasn't really recording. I was freestyling. And I think when I was about 19 or 20, that's when I met my boy, Davey.
What up, Davey?
Yeah, my boy. I met him coming out of a gas station, man. I was rocking some jersey, man, and he was selling, you know, candy. He was you know, he did that as a young youngster. But he's like,
when
hey.
we mean candy, we do not mean Snickers, people.
And he tells me, hey, man, it's a dope jersey. And I'm like, oh, shit, that's what's up, man. And I think I had like a old demo or something, like some just trash, man. But it was a demo.
Yeah, but don't say that.
You know
what I'm saying? Like, bro, like, you know I bag on myself for my early albums, but I bag on myself because I was drunk when I recorded 95% of that music.
Shit, man.
But anyway, I don't want to, you know, talk about me.
I was like, yeah, you know,
I make music.
I make music. Check this out. And we ended up trading phone numbers, and we ended up, you know, he also was interested in hip hop and rapping, and we kind of just clicked since then, man. And we started looking for studios and places to record. And
was Pocos Pero Locos on at this time in San Antonio?
Yeah, it was.
So you knew that there was other Latinos in the game making music.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It was big out there, man.
That was a big motivation for me.
Yeah.
Because I grew up with barriers, you know, to not allow you to want to do what you want to do.
Yeah.
So when I saw other people that look like me, you know, doing it, man, it was super cool, you know, because you know, geographics don't matter.
No,
the planet is the planet. You know, we're just a small planet in the galaxy.
Yeah,
you do have the capability to go wherever you want, however you want, and do whatever you want if it's going to benefit your spirit.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Like half the people that used to bag on me asked me for autographs half my life.
It's like that.
You know, the other half are completely irrelevant in my life right now.
Yeah.
You know, and not only that, but you have to remember, even us sitting here talking about doing things that are productive and helping other people, like. Anyone that has time to get on a wall and leave a disrespectful comment on such a beautiful purpose, they don't understand what that says about them.
Yeah, says a lot about them.
Yeah, like anybody that has anything productive going on in their life does not have time to get on someone's page and leave something disrespectful that has everything to do with helping someone.
Exactly.
You know,
they should be focused on their purpose.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
so you guys find studios, you find some beats.
We find the studio. Shout out to my boy Crazy. He recorded my first track. I can't even remember what the track is called, but we started making mixtapes, man. Rapping over instrumentals.
Old school, like other people's beats.
Other people's beats, man. And we started giving them out and selling them, and we'd meet up on Fridays and we'd post up at the gas stations
And sell
and
them.
we sell them. Yeah, yeah.
So did you become like the neighborhood classic, a neighborhood
Man,
legend?
word was spreading, man, about us, man.
All right, all
yeah,
right.
yeah.
So it kept going.
It kept going, man. It kept going. We would go to different towns around San Antonio and throughout San Antonio, pretty much the whole area.
So let me
And
ask
like,
you. Let me ask you this real
yeah.
quick, not to interrupt you,
Yeah,
but because I'm curious because we went from a big age
yeah.
gap that did getting yourself involved and more consumed into participating in the music help you
It did.
with the other stuff you were dealing with?
It did.
It did.
It did.
It gave you
Yeah,
another avenue of life.
Yeah, something to focus on.
Were you
I
still
needed-
drinking at this time?
I still was, yeah.
The same?
Yeah, the same.
Did it cause any problems in your production, in your music, in your environment?
I was probably a little more reckless off the mouth.
Mm.
Yeah, I probably.
Oh, I hear you,
Yeah,
bro.
man.
I hear songs where I'm like, turn that
Yeah.
off right
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
Who's that sailor? You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like,
Exactly, man.
yeah, that's crazy. Hey, bro, like one of the things that I always say about us recording music is,
Yeah,
in a sense, and I know that when you put things out publicly, at that point it's left to the world to decide.
that's right.
But someone cannot know you and hear a song you did 15 years ago and have the impression that that's who you are.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
And that's why it is important for these type of platforms for us to speak up and say that I was like that.
yeah.
I did
Yeah.
do this. I did that too. But I have grown from that.
That's right.
I
Set
have
an example.
transcended to another level of my life to become a better human in my life that still makes mistakes.
Yeah,
But we try to wake up every day and be our best,
that's what we do.
So, okay, well, it left you a little more fierce with your lyrics and expressing yourself. But what about your environment with home and your family? Because I know you guys were alone. Did that get better?
It did not.
It did not get better.
At the time, I was. I ended up moving in with my grandmother.
Okay.
Yeah, and she has dementia now. She's not all there.
I'm sorry to hear that.
But at the time, I moved in with her. I helped her out. So I don't want to say it got better, but I mean, I guess it got better for her, with me helping her.
Would you say she helped you too?
Well, yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Because it's your family.
That's
It's
right.
somebody older than you.
that's right.
We have to be more gentle with our elders. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
so, and that's another thing that's really important for us to like touch on because sometimes we don't understand that.
no.
Sometimes we don't understand that at the same time while we were helping, they were helping us too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So, okay. So you were still a little bit distant from your immediate family at this point.
by that time, yeah.
Okay. So you were just in the
Kinda
zone.
in
You
the
were
zone,
recording.
yeah.
You were with Crazy. You were with
Yeah.
Davey.
Yeah,
And you were staying at your grandma's.
that's right.
Okay. So what happened at that point to make you want to, a lot of people don't know this, but my boy Triste served in the military.
I did.
So something must have happened at that point in your life for you to want to do that.
Well, we were making music, we were drinking, we were partying. A lot of the friends that I had were indulged in dysfunction in certain activities. And I would, take a step back and see like, okay, I know this is going to end up, going one or two ways. And that's when I kind of made the decision to go ahead and try something different.
And I think it's fair for us to say to the youngsters or the people that are watching right now that party is eventually over.
It is eventually over.
You know what I mean? And it doesn't end well.
I thought to myself, where am I going to be in 10 years?
See,
You know,
that's
what-
that.
Am I going to be, homeless? So that's when I decided, you know what? I need to do something different. And, there wasn't too many opportunities. I mean, I hadn't been working. I was making money other ways. So I didn't have any job experience. I didn't take school serious.
Yeah.
So, college to me was out of the question.
Right.
So I said, well, what else can I do? Well, serve in the military. So, I seeked out a Marine recruiter.
On your own?
On my own. And I went to the recruiter's office and I spoke with them. And he looked at me and he saw the way I was dressed and he saw the way I looked. And he's like, you want to be a Marine? I was like, yeah. He's like, well, take this ASVAB. And I took it and I failed the math horribly. And he looked at my test and he said, well, I'll tell you what, find yourself a tutor, take some math courses, come back and retake the exam if you really want it. And I did.
If you really want it.
Yeah.
And you really wanted it.
I really wanted it, man.
So you didn't let anything stop you.
I didn't.
From getting your math where it needed to be so you could go where you needed to go.
Yeah. So I got on Craigslist, found a tutor. I started taking tutoring sessions twice a week. And it took a good 8 months to get where I needed to be or where I felt comfortable to retake that test. And I did.
And what were your peers saying at this time?
By that time, they knew what I was doing. They were cool with it, but no one really believed it. It was kind of one of those things like,
right. We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah.
So you're like, yo, I think I'm going to join the military.
Yeah. Yeah.
So would you say it wasn't barriers? Like, did you have support or it was just like whatever?
It was just whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just whatever.
So you take 8 months of tutoring classes.
Yeah.
And you go back and see the same recruiter.
Go back and see the same one.
I mean, me personally, when I was in school, like I never had a problem with learning. Like I was always smart.
Yeah.
But I was a troublemaker. You know what I'm saying? But I was always super enticed by learning, which opens another window and another world to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
because, it's like, I'm sure when you first started, getting into it and you were solving problems
man.
You were like, oh, yo, this is dope.
Like, I should have took this serious years ago and I didn't. Yeah. So I took the test, passed it. He's like, okay, man,
I'm sure he was like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and the rest fell into place, man. Yeah.
So the day came for you to like bounce.
Yeah.
Did you say goodbye to your dad, your sister, your grandma?
I did. I said goodbye to all three of them. And I kind of just left. I didn't really, say peace to anybody I knew. I bounced.
You just bounced out.
Yeah. Bounced, man. Yeah. So
that was a crucial moment and decision for your life.
Yeah, it was, man.
So,
because I knew I had to do it on my own, man.
Yeah. That's I've always loved that story about you.
Yeah, man.
That you took the initiative to go do something to create a different dynamic for your life, for your future.
Yeah.
And so you get to the military. How's the first day?
Well, I mean, boot camp is what it was,
Was it different for you?
It was fun.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Like you embraced it.
Yeah.
So like as the people can see, my boy's on savage mode. I've trained with Triste.
Yeah.
So is that something else that you decided to do? Like, I'm going to get myself physically fit.
It was. And actually, backtracking to when I failed the ASVAB the first time, the recruiter said, well, you got to be in shape too.
Oh, okay. That sparked something too.
It sparked the other,
part of it
of things. Yeah. Cause, mind you, man, I had been drinking and eating like crap all those previous years. And, I couldn't even run for more than a minute straight.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, no shame in it because you had to start somewhere.
No, for sure.
But,
for sure.
I got a stopwatch. I started running. I would do 30 seconds on, and then I would walk for 30 seconds.
And then you would.
And then I would run for 30 seconds. And I would walk for 30 seconds. And I kept doing it until I built up enough stamina to be able to run a complete, 3 miles or whatever was necessary, man.
Wow, that's really impressive. Getting getting back to that,
Yeah.
when I backtrack in my personal life and I look back at, my footage or my album covers,
Yeah.
and I see how I just absolutely didn't take care of myself.
Yeah.
Like right now, when you said, man, when you started getting victories from your mathematics, you're like, man,
Yeah.
I should have done this a long time ago. When I started finally like taking my health serious, even when I started training with you, I'm like, man, how many times, man, I should have done this a long time ago. But like you
Yeah.
said, it's never too late.
It's never too late.
To keep going. So 8 months you're doing the mathematical part of it. 8 months you're training. So when you go back and see the recruiter, you obviously think different. You obviously look different.
Feel different.
And you feel different and you were different.
Yeah.
So you get the boot camp, you got 8 months in of doing your thing privately, so you were able to hang. So how long were you in the military?
I did one contract, 4 years.
4 years.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You went to Afghanistan, yeah?
I did.
How was that?
It builds character.
Builds character.
Yeah.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
That's one thing I know about you is you have a lot of character. Since I've known you, I've always respected that about you. So let's fast forward a little bit. You get through your term. Where do you go? Back to Texas?
No, I decided to stay in San Diego.
You were stationed in San Diego?
I was stationed at Pendleton.
In Camp Pendleton.
Yeah.
So when you were done and you dipped out, you're like,
yeah. I felt there was nothing for me back home anymore, man. I mean, besides
your fam.
Yeah.
And is this the time or where your relationship got better with your immediate family?
It did. Yeah.
You saw things different.
I saw things different. They saw me different.
They saw you different.
And,
and things became different.
Things became different. Things started falling into place, man.
Isn't it crazy how that happens?
Once you start doing the right things,
yeah, man,
things just seem to flow so much smoother, man.
Man, it brings me so much joy to hear someone else say that.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get tired of hearing my own damn self saying the same things over and over.
Yeah.
But it's so true.
Yeah.
When you move in the right direction, even if it takes a little bit longer, everything happens effortlessly.
Yeah, that's right.
It just like it ends up falling on your lap.
That's right.
When you just decide to move this way and move in a different direction and create a different dynamic for your life. When we make like they say, I'm reading this really beautiful book, The Heart of the Soul.
Okay.
And it talks about the conscious evolution of your soul.
Okay.
And it talks about all kinds of things, like when we wake up, the first 20 minutes, our brain is operating at 10.5 wave cycles.
Okay.
Right? Which is when our subconscious mind is the most impressionable. So the first 20 minutes of whatever we do when we wake up, has the most effect on your spirit.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So if you wake up and you're doing something productive and something positive, it's going to stay with your spirit. But the key of doing whatever you do within the first 20 minutes is to do it in a relaxed belief. Because if you do it in a relaxed belief, it implements into your soul a whole different way. You know what I'm saying? And I've loved to be able to learn those type of things. Like you said, look what it did for you. It changed the complete dynamic of your relationship with your loved ones.
It did.
You know what I'm saying? Like I spent a lot of years separated from my loved ones. And when I say my loved ones, I only have my brothers and my sister, and not to get too much into it, but my older brother passed away. Yeah. But I've spent years apart from my family, just based on egotistical thoughts.
Yeah.
Self entitlement, and when you relax yourself from that and eradicate yourself from that, like you said, you're able to see things a little bit different. And then everything becomes different because in the end, bro, tomorrow's not guaranteed to anybody.
No, it's not.
And I could say that I don't have the greatest relationship, but I have a better relationship, than I've had before.
That's what matters.
Because the barrier was a barrier for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
So cool. So you stay in San Diego.
I do.
And you start building a life in San Diego.
I have. Yeah. Things are going great. Yeah.
You kept up with your training.
Actually, I've gotten even more deeper into that. You know, it's definitely addicting.
That's your passion.
It's a passion. Yeah, it's a good
so
passion.
So it's part of your purpose now.
That's right.
And so one day, like I'm at Ross, and then I see you.
Yeah.
And then we start chopping it up.
Chopping it up, and you know,
we got in the lab.
We kind of just clicked.
Yeah. You know, we just did. You know, we clicked, and you know, we got in the lab. What was the first song we did? Crucify Your Mind?
No, it was Execution.
Execution.
Yeah. The hidden gem.
The hidden gem. We got to do a video to that.
Yeah.
That was I was on a roll at that time.
Yeah.
Making beats on the spot, writing on the spot.
Yeah.
Those were the good days. I really enjoy that element of recording.
Yeah. Yeah. Creating on the spot.
Yeah. And then, you know, I would train with you.
Yeah, man. Bright and early. That
was sometimes you would tell me we're doing it at 3:30 a.m.
3:45, you know. And you would show up, man.
I show up. Yeah. I show up.
That's right.
But, you know, man, again, it's really important to me, you know, for you to be able to give yourself the credit that you deserve, bro. You know, you come from a tough upbringing. You made a conscious decision to imagine if you wouldn't have went to the military. Imagine if you wouldn't have made those decisions, you know. Yeah. You know, the chances are higher that, you know, you wouldn't be where you're at right now.
Not at all.
You know?
Yeah.
And where is your relationship? How does your relationship stand now with your family?
Very, very tight.
See? Yeah. I love to hear that. So everything is good.
Everything is good. You know, and it took a long time, man.
It took a long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you were able to get it right.
Yeah.
Everyone was able to get it right.
Yeah.
You fly back home, you visit the family.
Yeah. As much as I can. So, you know, I try to go out there maybe 3 times a year.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So what's up with Triste now? What's going on with the music? What's going on with the training? Man, what is the plan?
I'm just like full speed ahead, man. Like 100 miles an hour, you know. I'm working on the EP right now. Nice. I got some tracks from the Underground Chemist.
Oh, okay.
As far as music goes, you know, the weights, you know, that's
you.
That's gonna happen.
And people can pull up to the gym and they're gonna see Triste in there.
Yeah,
doing pull-ups with a 245
pound plates, man. Dips, and you know, just getting it.
Yeah.
You know, and I started running again, man, and that definitely feels great. But yeah, man, just trying to stay on my purpose, man.
That's great, man. Yeah. That's great. What advice do you have to a youngster right now, you know, contemplating where he's at in his life, what he should do with his life, confused about his life, that maybe has some ambitions but doesn't have, you know, the full capacity to go and execute?
In your spirit, you know what's right and what's wrong, right? So keep your actions in alignment with your deepest values. Right. And build yourself to be the individual that you look up to. Right. You know, if you were to go to your funeral and your 4 closest family members were speaking your eulogy, what would they say about you?
Yeah, that's great advice.
So you write that script today while you're alive. Right? Because at the end of the day, the only thing we leave behind is what's left in
our story. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, you know, embrace the storm, man.
Embrace the storm.
Yeah.
That is great advice. Embrace the storm and learn how to dance in the rain.
That's right.
You know, man, well, I appreciate you coming out, Triste.
Definitely.
Thank you for sharing your story, bro. You know that I respect you. Got a lot of love for you, bro, as a human being, as an artist, as a trainer, as just being you, bro. You know, man, you've always shown me what a good dude you are. You always been there for me. You know, even through dark times that I've had in my life, you always showed up for me, you know, bro.
Likewise, bro.
And, you know, man, I have a lot of respect for you and I appreciate you, bro.
Man.
You know, salute to you, bro. And you got to give me some titles of your books and I'm going to give you some titles of my books.
The Daily Stoic.
The Daily Stoic.
Daily Stoic. What's another one? The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
I have that.
You have that.
Yeah.
And
You got to get on the Untethered Soul, bro.
Okay, I'm gonna check that out.
That's like astronaut stuff.
I'm gonna check that out. Outwitting the Devil. I know you say you don't really.
I wasn't really digging that book, but you know,
that's what we do, man.
Yes, there be things that work for me that may not work for someone else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and
man.
it's like you said, staying consistent with the purpose.
That's right.
But hey, man, thank you for coming, bro.
Man.
Respect to you, my bro.
Man. Thanks for having me.
Of course, man. Telescope room, y'all.